Hello, my name is Jay Koss. I'm a collector and an antique dealer of antique paintings. Now, this is the last known example of Jusepe De Ribera, master painter, and one of his masterpieces in private hands. Now, this is Deposition of Christ, is actually the title of this painting. Now, this was painted back in 1620. Now, there is some damage to the painting because it is 400 years old, and over the last 400 years old, it's been restored a few times. Now, this painting right here has been missing from existence for the last 150 years. No one has seen this painting for that many years in a church. Now, we know of 2 copies, and both of these copies were done in the 1900s or 1850s is when these paintings were actually painted, right? This painting is actually from 1620 when he originally did his 4 masterpieces of Deposition of Christ. Now, I found this painting here in Denver, Colorado, because my job is to go out there and find the rarest pieces in the world as an antique dealer. So my job is to go out there and find something that somebody has never seen before, or somebody has been lost from history, and this is exactly what this piece is. I'm most famous for finding the World Trade Center blueprints in the trash here in Denver. And I pulled those out of the trash, and now they're in a museum in New York where they should be. Now, this painting, sometime in 2023, I'm going to be selling this painting for $2.4 to $3 million, because this is his last masterpiece in private hands. The other people who actually have these are in museums. So this painting, as you can see, is 8 feet long and 6 feet tall. That's how big this painting is. It's 8 feet by 6 feet. Okay? Now, Ribera is a master painter. Okay? Now, he's most known for painting the best looking faces, right? But he also was after Caravaggio. And from the Baroque period, when he was a painter, he's actually one of the best well-known Spanish painters of all time. And what makes him a great painter is that he took his lessons from Caravaggio and he made it better. Now, all his shades, the painting is very, very dirty, okay? If this painting was to be cleaned, over here in the corner, you will see a sunset over here in this corner, right? Now, where you look over here is you got Jesus, and Ribera, he actually used the same exact models for all 4 paintings. Okay? Mother Mary is the same exact lady. This lady here is the same exact lady in all of his paintings, and same thing with her. Okay? Jesus was the same exact also. Now, Jusepe De Ribera was most well known for pulling beggars and very poor people off the streets to be his models. Okay, that's what Ribera was most well known for. So he didn't just go hire the best looking people in the world to be in his paintings, or he didn't just make up someone's face. Each person you see here actually lived 400 years ago, or 380 years ago, whatever it might be, right? Now, we know for a fact that this painting actually hung in the Vatican. Okay, I'm getting paint analysis done on the painting. The painting will come with authentications, okay, and provenance. Each one of those things will happen with this painting for the price that I'm asking for it, okay? Now, if you are a museum or if you are a private collector, you can always reach out to me, and you can give me a call at 720-518-9019. And I'll be glad to answer any other questions you might have. Now, I want to go more into depth into the painting. Okay? over here, you see this damage right here. This is actually not a damage. Okay, back in 1620, they did not take, or they could not make a canvas that is this big. So this is actually two canvases sewn together. Now, the cool thing about this painting is that Ribera was a master painter. Okay, this was not done by no student. Okay, first off, Ribera did not have a workshop, and he did not allow anybody to touch his paintings, because if they did, they would die. Jusepe De Ribera was most known for in Naples of killing other painters for touching his paintings or even painting in Naples. So Ribera only allowed 2 other guys to paint in all of Naples and mostly all of Italy when he was alive. So if he caught someone else in a chapel painting, the first thing that he would do is he would mess up the painting that the gentleman was painting, and then if they came back the next day, there's stories that he lured people out to boats and killed them, or he would kill them in an alley, something crazy like that. This is something that a lot of people don't know about Ribera. Now, the great thing about Jusepe De Ribera is this. He was so perfect at painting that he knew where this crease was. Okay? Now if you look right here, the crease goes in between the faces. So he knew where the faces were. He did not paint 2 faces over the crease, did he? No. Because he's a master painter. He knows where that crease is going to be. He knows where all the proportions should be in the painting. And if you come down here, it goes all the way down to his last knuckle. Okay, the crease. Then it comes down through the legs all the way down to the end. Now Ribera knew when he was painting this that the crease was going to go over the legs, and he was okay with that. But one thing he wasn't okay with is painting over any of the faces or any of the details of the hand itself. Right? So this is actually a conservator tape. It's not going to damage the painting in any type of way. Now I believe that this painting was realigned maybe back in the 1960s. Now over the last 400 years, this painting has been restored a couple times, and that's going to be with any type of painting. Now if a master restorer came in today and seen this painting, of course they can work on it, they can restore it and bring it back to its original glory. Now over in here, Mother Mary's cloak that you see here is actually blue. Now after 400 years, it looks black. Okay? Once a restorer gets in there, they're going to bring out the lapis blue that's originally to this painting. And they're actually going to go over here, and with her frail and things like that will come out. All those colors will come back out to its originality. So now the depositions of Christ that you have seen in the museums, when you see all those vibrant colors, they're all still here. This painting has not been cleaned for 100 or 150 years. So that's the reason why the painting looks as dark as it does. It originally was dark anyway, but you know, these reds that you see over in here and the detailing that you see. Now, in their faces, when Ribera did paintings, okay, he knew exactly all the perfect proportions that the faces should be. Okay, when he painted a nose, he didn't just paint a nose, he painted a nose perfect. When he painted eyes, he painted them perfect. When he proportioned the face, or the angle that the face is looking at, he painted it perfectly. Right? So, even when you go over to here, when this painting gets restored, you'll see that she has rosy lips. And the original hands over here is his original touches. In the fingernails, you'll see crackling and everything like that, because that has not been touched by any conservator for 400 years, even with her face. The forehead has been touched up just a tad bit. Now over here in the original of the feet, where the spike is, where it actually went through the foot, all that's still original. All the faces that you see here are still original, even the hands. Okay, but I believe 100 years ago, They wanted to save this painting, so they did the best that they could do at that time. Now, the most beautiful thing that I think of these paintings is the brush strokes. Now, you might not be able to pick it up with the camera, but he does tiny, tiny, tiny little layers of oil paint on each little piece to build up these colors. Now, the color that you see on Jesus, okay, when other people try to replicate that, his color, you cannot. Real Jusepe De Ribera paintings, it's like a, how would I say, his DNA. Okay, he mixed his colors a certain type of way, and he put his compositions and all those things together a certain type of way. Every single brush stroke, when this painting gets clean, you'll be able to see the super detail of his face. Every little hair is still there. It's just the painting hasn't been cleaned for 150 years, right? So we have 150 years worth of gunk and all kinds of different stuff on this painting. Now, one of the coolest things I think of this painting is how Ribera got the faces. Each person has a different look, a different way they look in the face, right? So we know Mother Mary is here over Jesus. Now the first thing that she's doing is she's praying over her son. Okay? Now Jesus is here looking in peacefulness, but you can also tell that he's been cut over here and all his hands have holes in them and his feet have holes. Okay? Now when Ribera did his proportionists, when he put these paintings together, not only